Hey Gemini, welcome to your reading. I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to take a look and see what message needs to come through for you at this time whenever you're watching this. You guys can check out your sun, your moon, your rising signs, and obviously, you know, take what resonates, leave the rest. This is general. But let's see what's going on for you, Geminis. As the time I'm doing this, it is Gemini season, so happy birthday. My boyfriend is actually a Gemini, and it seems like his entire family. I've never seen so many of the same sign in one family, and it's crazy because their birthdays are all like 4 days apart, like within a 4-day span, I should say. But I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to take a look and see what's happening. If you guys enjoy this message, make sure you like and subscribe. But let's see, Gemini. Gemini energy. What do we need to know for Geminis right now at this time? Geminis. We have this Sagittarius energy. We have void of course moon with missing. And we have Scorpio, I transform. And then we have 10th house, the world. So this could have to do with maybe your career. So the void of course moon is when like the moon isn't in any sign. Like it's just kind of like in limbo. Some of you might have Sagittarius in your chart. It's actually your opposite sign, Sagittarian energy. But with Scorpio, I transform. So there could be some changes happening here. Maybe even in your finances, maybe your status, your reputation. Some of you, though, I'm getting like, you don't know who you are anymore, or like who you want to be in the world, because 10th house is really about like who we are, what's our status, our designation, our title, right? So yes, it has to do with our career, because a lot of times we have, you know, we're a lawyer, we're a doctor, we're an accountant, we're a teacher, we're a mom, like we have these titles, we're a wife, a husband, or whatever. We have these titles, and it's how we, it's almost like an identity thing, right? And it's like how we put ourselves out into the world. And it's interesting because we have the first house here with the body, which the first house is our sense of self, but it's also how we outwardly portray ourselves. So there's something around, interesting. And then second house with money, right? With owning. So some of you, with regards to your career or how you show up in your career, what you do for work, like how you make money, it's changing. Or you're like, I don't know what I want to do, or I don't know, I don't like this anymore, I want to change, I don't feel like this is me. There's something that like you want to change right now, or you want to better represent yourself in some way, but you might not maybe know how with this void of course moon. Like you might not know, you're still trying to figure it out. It's like you don't have all the answers. Even though you're like, I know this maybe isn't for me, or I know I need to change something, you're still trying to figure out like the full navigation of it. And sometimes we have to go through the journey to really kind of even uncover all of those things. So you could just kind of feel like you're in this like limbo space. This Sagittarian energy is almost just giving like, because it's your opposite sign, it's like there might be some things, again, it's like you're not sure, or it's like I'm trying to be different, but it's like totally opposing the way you've been, or something to that effect. Let's see what this deck has for you, Gemini. What's happening here? Gemini, what's going on for Gemini? What's the energy here? We have beautiful uncaging with number 14. Earth magic. This has been coming out. I feel like people are like really planting seeds right now, or like just collectively, because this keeps coming out, and I do shuffle and I do, you know, but interesting. We have a higher view. So it's like you're taking this big picture perspective, which even Sagittarius energy can kind of be. I feel like you're starting to like open yourself up though, to like possibility, open yourself up to a different way of being, a different way of living, a different way of showing up to work, a different way of making money. Like there's something There's something different about you. And it's like you're changing, but it's more of like you coming back to who you truly are. Maybe some of you feel like something's missing in your life. Like you've been living a certain type of way, but like something's missing. Something needs to change because something's missing. I'm not fully satisfied. I'm not fully happy. So maybe you are happy in your career, but you're missing out on the relationship side of things, or you're missing out on the fun and the play and the travel in your life, or something to that effect. And you're like, something's got to change because I want that too. Like I want those things in my life. And so that could be having you kind of think about the fact that something's got to give, something's got to shift. Just because, like, you know, I'm not fully where I want to be, you know? Not fully living the life that I envision for myself, that I see for myself when I take this higher perspective, when I take this higher view. What's going on for Gemini here? We have the Page of Wands, which is fun, adventurous kind of energy here. Let's see what else. Two of Cups. And we got the Seven of Swords, we got the Ace of Swords, and then we've got this Queen of Pentacles here. Yeah, bottom of the deck, we got Wheel of Fortune. So things are changing. I feel like your luck is kind of changing too. Like, I almost feel like in some ways though, like you're changing your own sense of luck, like because you're making changes, you're seeing that. The key here is to not try to control things, because again, I feel like you're kind of maybe not seeing the full picture or missing parts of it where you're still trying to understand, so you can't really control how things are going to go. Some of you are kind of seeing where you've been, I'm going to say taken advantage of, in the sense of like, let's use work for an example. Like maybe you're seeing where like you show up to work every day, you do your job, you do a good job, you know, you're a good employee, you're a good business owner, like whatever. But it's like, it hasn't been, you haven't been reaping the full benefit of what you've been putting in. Like what you're doing is for like other people, and other people are maybe using their power, their position to kind of, you know, get what they want and they need for their company, but it's like, it's maybe not serving you in some ways. There's some sort of like clarity that I feel like you're starting to see where people or situations like haven't maybe been supporting you as much in what you truly need, as much as you've been maybe showing up and supporting for them. And it's not necessarily from a they're trying to manipulate or anything. I think sometimes it's maybe just situations, like it's just like the role that we play, right? So some of you could be exploring, like, I want to do something different. I want to try something different. I want to do something that, like, Queen of Pentacles supports me and nurtures me just as much as I'm maybe also helping other people. So it's like you're starting to maybe get a little more clear on how you want to show up. What is this Page of Wands here for Gemini? What is this Page of Wands? We have the Strength card. So yeah, this is like, I just feel like what you want to do. Having the courage to maybe even say something to someone as well. Clarify this Two of Cups. Yeah, there's like boundaries or something to the effect of like you and other people. Doesn't have to be romantic. This could be our connections and our relationships within our business and our careers. Money, relationships, those sorts of things. But it's like you want to go in a certain direction, but you might have to kind of like set boundaries with a person. What's this Ace of Swords? Yeah, Eight of Wands. I think there's like you needing to communicate what you want. Magician, right? Earth magic. Like, what is it that you want? What are the seeds you want to plant? What is it that you want to see for yourself, that you want to experience? And making sure that things aren't single-sided or one-sided is what this is kind of giving. I don't really feel like, again, I don't really feel like someone's been like intentionally sabotaging you or intentionally trying to make this hard for you. They've just been like, well, this is what I need. This is what I want. And you're like, okay, but what about me, right? That's where I feel like you're kind of getting to this point where you're like, something's got to give, something's got to change. Some of you could also be looking at moving or changing something in relationships. Again, status, like your reputation, your role, right? Could be something to do though with, I feel like, your career or your home or something to that effect. Travel. Let's get some advice for you, Gemini, and see how can we kind of move through this, or how can Gemini move through this energy? How can they, what's the advice here? What is the advice? Yeah, interesting. Kind of what I had already said a little bit before. We have the first card that came out was the Four of Swords. Then we had the Temperance energy, and then Wheel of Fortune. So what I feel like this is saying is like, you can't control the wheel. There's like a divine timing. The Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune for me are kind of like a divine timing. Things coming together at the right time, changing at the right time. Also angel wings, right? So there's kind of like this divine intervention, we'll say. I feel like the advice is to not, you don't have to force things, you don't have to take action. I do feel like there's something that you might need to heal or something you might need to process in order for things to keep moving forward. But I really feel like this is like almost like saying like you don't have to, I don't say you don't have to do anything, because we do have to take actions, but it's like you don't have to force things, you don't have to push things. If anything, you might actually need to take more space and time for yourself. And especially if you're still like searching for answers, it's like take space and time so that you can process, so that you can get clear in your mind and your thoughts, but you're also not trying to control the outcome, right? So just taking your time, being patient, allowing things to kind of unfold here, and then letting things change as they will. The Justice card and the Death card, and then we have the Hanged Man. We even have the Star card. There's a lot of majors here at the bottom. And the Star card. I feel like this is saying like the actions and the things, the actions and things you say, how you show up is going to create the change. You just have to let it play out, but know when and where to act for your future and what you want. And anytime you're feeling maybe a little bit, we'll say ramped up, you might need to take some space and kind of like collect yourself a little bit, take a pause, and then get back into it. Because I feel like what's meant for you will happen, right? Like what's the actions that you take, if they're in alignment with you and your energy, it will start to unfold. But we can't let ourselves get in our head, and we have to advocate for ourselves, and we have to allow things to unfold. I feel like that's where a lot of us, myself included, push things and want things to happen, but we don't allow the uncaging. We don't allow it to like take its time to, you think of a plant or a flower, like it takes time for those petals to come out, right? Like sometimes it's still kind of wrapped up and in its tight little cocoon. And yes, it's growing and yes, it's changing, but it still needs time to fully blossom, and we can't rush that process. So I feel like if you're in the midst of change here, Gemini, and that's not a bad thing, but I think you are figuring out more about like what it is that you want, what's maybe missing from your life, what you want to experience in your life, and that's, I feel like, the key to this message. And then it's just allowing yourself to see that through. And not be afraid to fight for what you want. Fight for what you want to see, communicate what you want to see. So that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me know down below. As well, make sure you like and subscribe if you did enjoy this message and it resonated with you. Feel free to comment down below as well. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful week, wonderful whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye.